Okay, welcome everyone to Bridgman's Gauntlet, episode 3. Hopefully, should have sorted the camera angle out a little bit, although I say that every time. So we'll see how we go. And today, we are still not on the first page. Page 1 is technically this page, but we're going to be drawing this one. So we'll see how we go. Kind of need to weight that down. Let's just use this. Just going to start as always with a little warm up. Apologies if you can hear my cat in the background. Apologies if I'm a little bit less talkative today. I've just been digging in the garden for most of the day, so I'm quite tired. But hopefully that will make me more relaxed, which means the drawing will come out better. Hopefully. So I'm not going to do too much of a warm-up today. I have actually done a little bit of drawing today already. Did some reference studies, so I feel pretty loose. Just get some ellipses thrown down. Cut them up. Ooh. It's okay, it's just a warm-up. Also, I really need to get some scrap paper to warm up on, because I'm going through sketchbooks. Well, not actually that quickly. They're still very expensive. It feels a shame to spend so much money on paper just to draw ellipses and circles and cubes on it. But I guess it'll be a record of my progress. I do keep all my sketchbooks, even the ones that really have nothing valuable, just records of failed attempts. But it is nice to look back on them sometimes when I'm feeling that maybe my progress isn't as quick as I'd like it to be. And it's always nice to look back at a sketchbook and realize I'm still better than I was, even if it's only by a slim margin. I do really need to speed up on going through these books, because I think I said in like a previous video that it would probably take me about 3 years to make it through. And actually at the current rate, given that I'm not even on page 1, there's over 1,000 drawings. If I do one drawing per video, I only do one video a week. It's about 50 drawings a year. So it's 100 divided by 5. It'll probably take me about 20 years, I think. I think that's how the maths works. So yeah, I'll try and do at least... Oh, it's quite a big drawing today, so I guess we'll just see how we do. Anyway, I think that's enough for the warm-up. So let's just go straight into it. Adjust my position just a little bit. As always, very limited on space at the moment, but that's no excuse not to draw. So here I'm using the construction technique from Peter Hand's class, which I may have mentioned. By may have, I obviously mean I mention it every single video. I'm just drawing this sort of pillowcase. I think I went a bit hard on that angle there. Let's get some circles for the shoulders. One of the really useful things about Peter's classes is he mentioned this thing about drawing a second center line. So after you've got the gesture line, you actually throw in a second center line. So that's going to be the waist, belly button about there. This would be, oh, and actually curves round into a straight like that. So then, yeah, the other thing is, if I only really looked at the torso so far, we have actually done the lesson on the arm as well, but I haven't managed to watch that video yet. So the torso will probably end up being okay, but then after that it's likely to get real messy real quick. Something like that. Here we're using actually the nipple line's quite far back on that. Let's go for the side plane. Which goes, oh, I think I messed up. I think the nipple line actually is about there. And this should go into that, which gives us the oblique here. I feel like I'm doing quite a bad job, but whatever. Side plane. Oblique there. And this actually extends down below the groin, so the groin region being here. Should be a leg insert there and there. And then for these legs, I'm just going to try and let's just draw some lines. Knock that off. Second line. Knock that off. This would be the foot. And this hip is really pushed out. The leg kind of bends down, but I want to try as much as possible to use straights, because the weight is actually quite evenly distributed in this pose. Actually, is it? No, the weight's all on this back leg. So we really want to make sure we use a lot of straights for that, to show that that's where the tension is being held. Push that hip out. Don't know what that is, but it's part of the leg. Got this bit here, comes up, down. And then the knee. Again, get that fantastic sense of connection with Bridgman stuff, feeling of what slots into what and how it connects. Really not something I've mastered, especially with the figure. Something like that. Can probably tidy that up a bit. There's always some kind of not really doing myself justice here by just trying to copy his contours. So I'm going to try and get a bit more shape, blocking in the shapes. Knee significantly lower. Shape. Overall shape is the key. Actually talking to one of my friends at the weekend and realised I really don't have a very good sort of visual memory. I don't really think visually. Words is my go-to. A little bit of sound in there as well in terms of how my thoughts appear to me in my own head. But that's not going to stop me from making drawings, making art. Didn't leave enough space here. So I'm just going to, oh Christ. Let's go like that. Let's box that head up. And I'm going to have to leave it basically. It should be tilted a bit more up like that for the perspective. But that would give us a good enough on the shoulder. Okay, so let's do the arm coming out like this. Rests on the flat here. And let's see, like I say, I haven't finished going through the lecture about arms. So we're kind of just making it up. And that's the general shape. And then we have the It seems I lost about 10 minutes of audio there, which is a pisser, but whatever. Okay, second iteration, here we go. Bit smaller this time. Really, I was quite happy with the angle of the shoulders and the hips. So I can actually just copy that directly from my old drawing. Really no need to worry about using the reference. When you get something right in a drawing, you can just copy it from your old drawing. Saves a lot of time. Think of how this wraps around the form. Shoulder 1, shoulder 2. And we are going to have that new center line. Try and put it a little bit higher. Maybe went a bit extreme there. Let's just tighten that up. So we're going to have the belly button about here. And this is that pec that pokes out just a little bit, come down a little bit lower, because we want to maintain that wrapping motion. So it goes around to this one. It's weird, Bridgman's done that. He's really done that the pit of the neck very straight. High up. This is a really good landmark, the pit of the neck, because it tells you where the clavicle is going, and obviously where the neck is going to sit as well. Pull that chin up a little bit high, but that's okay. Really not a massive fan of how Bridgman constructs heads. But again, the head really isn't the focus of this drawing. So we'll just leave it as a box. I might just bring the pectoral down a bit. It's funny because it's going at that upward curve. We kind of have to bring it down. Because it's going up there, and both of those curves are pointing up. So we sort of have to bring it down in order to show the right shape for it. Number 1. So like that, comes back like that, and goes along there. Overlap the forearm to the upper arm. I didn't even think I'm going to really flesh that out that much. Now let's stick the tricep on there, get a little bit of bicep in. Again, I was quite happy with this bit, so I'm really not following the actual reference at this point. I'm just looking at what I did before. This is one of the great joys of when you get a bit right in a drawing. It becomes much quicker to draw again. This bit I got wrong though. It curves out and up. come back to that once I've drawn in the legs. Again, I really like long legs, just in general. I like drawing them. So, as much as possible, I'm going to try not to elongate these too much. So I want it to be at least fairly accurate to Bridgman's work. Okay. So you see that the curves in the wraps. I'm going to go straight. Back in. Leg can wrap around there. Again, straight. Around there. Bring his knee in. Basically just a triangle, maybe a diamond. And once again, I've drawn this way too straight. We need it to go down more like that. Really capture that sticking out. Oh, I've done that way too big. And this wraps basically touches the centre line like that. Then he just adds the overlap. Looks very odd to me, to be honest. Doesn't really look right. But we'll see when it all comes together at the end. I mean, we know for sure that if it doesn't look right, it's definitely Bridgman's fault and not mine. Okay, so we got that straight, comes down here. And we'll just box in like the core for this leg. Actually comes down, because it's relaxed, I guess, it comes down quite a lot lower than the opposing knee. I mean, in terms of what's going on with this knee here, I have no idea. I'm just going to estimate it. Likewise with this leg. Really beyond my ability. I can see that other curve, that would be the bone. So likely will touch, doesn't touch the center line. We build those calf muscles on the back. That one there. Then we go into the foot. Simple foot. Although obviously Bridgman doesn't make it very simple. It is very simple, but somehow it looks much less simple than it actually is. So it looks like the proportions are quite off on this one. Something I often forget to check is just the general length and width of things. Very odd habit. I'm very bad at, oh, that should join there. That should come out a bit more like that. So we can draw the second hand, and this is, I can already tell, this is going to be worse than the first one. But, well, I can definitely already tell this is going to be a car crash for the drawing from memory exercise. But I've been wrong before. Many times. Just have to hope that I'm wrong again. Although somehow I really don't think I am. Meant to smooth it out a little bit, but whatever. Again, just looking for those simple shape form breakdowns. Trying my best not to overcomplicate as much as possible. Goes up like that. I forgot to build up the muscle on this arm, but hopefully I should be able to get it in there. Don't know what that was meant to be. Again, I'm not going to worry about the hand on this one. Just trying to, I think what I need to get into is just putting down what I do know. Try to understand that better. Rather than copying all the stuff that I don't know. Spending time on it. And probably that time probably could be better spent. Doing more studies and more research. Increasing my knowledge overall. Because really when it comes to figure, from what I can see of other artists, it just helps. I mean, knowledge helps in anything. It's just like a pretty standard thing that I think most people can agree on. The more you know about a subject, the better you'll be at executing it. Okay. I think I've tilted his head far too up. But that's fine. I mean, it's not really fixable at this point, but I don't mind. Because the head isn't really the focus. Overall proportion. Not appalling. This foot has major issues. A relaxed foot was better on this one. But again, I forgot to... I picked up on it on this foot last time, the slant. And this one actually has quite an extreme slant as well. Like that. Really cool how he just... the sort of graphic shapes that he's using to represent both the sort of the bone, I think that's the bone of the leg, and then this is the calf wrapping behind it. Likewise with this. Really nice. We will just do some quick cross contouring in this to see if I got at least that right. I mean, I've drawn it in the book now, so I have really no excuse, so that one's fine. The waist is more or less straight. Obviously that cross contour along the rib, the bottom of the pectoral was fine. This one, don't really feel like I hit it better, way better than this. This one's fine. Didn't really get the obliques in there, haven't got enough space. He actually went a lot smaller with this groinal region here. That would have given me more space to express the sides of the torso. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, this leg is a mess, but I've been over that. That's fine. And that one's not too bad either. So I feel like, in terms of, because obviously what the cross contour really describes with the figure is how do I express it? Not tilt, because tilt is side to side, more of a lean, I guess, forward and back. So his chest is pushed out, so his upper chest and his lower pectoral are leaning back from the angle of view from the camera. I think I need to do some research into that because I'm not sure the same is true for his legs, but definitely for his belly. This part, this main part of the belly is pretty much face on. This upper part is leaning back and this lower part is got folded over, coming forward. But yeah, don't quote me on that. Anyway, imagination time. True punishment. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to close this just so you can see that I'm definitely not. I mean, hopefully you'll be able to tell anyway. Well, hopefully you wouldn't be able to tell, but realistically, you'll definitely be able to tell. Okay, so let's just try and embed that. Straight waist, pillowcase, comes down, straight, in, out, angled hips. Okay, here we go. In, straight. Huge push on that. Actually, his belly line, I think, was pushed up. It's more or less straight. Pectorals going round and up. Continue going round and up. Here. New centre line. Feel like the neck was about there. Crosses down. Belly button here. This pectoral pushed out a little bit. This one rounded up. Oh, now we're getting into dicey territory. Straight collarbone. Nice large trap. Oh, lat, sorry. Neck. Yeah, head was angled up. I could probably get that a bit better this time, but you can see it's really not the purpose of studying this pose. And then one arm This one. It's coming down like this. This is a bit more straight. And like this. This one was relaxed. Proportion's a bit off on that, but I'll fix it in a minute. And legs. I think we're more or less straight at the beginning. Then angled out. Then foot. So straight. Knees a bit higher. Then once again, severe angle. Then foot. Just build a little core for this leg. A little core for this one. Knee. This is the relaxed knee that I have no idea how to draw. Leg coming in. Calf pushing out. And there were more muscles there, but I can't remember that. I've got them generally move quite fast with these from memory ones, because if you don't, you just forget it all. Huge hip push, forward in there, that comes down there like that. That knee was just like a little triangular trapezoid thing. And then once again, it's got that lovely angle. And then goes into the foot, which weirdly, I feel like I remember quite well. Although I've drawn it way too big. Then there's something like that. Then the scarf was poked out. I feel like that looks so wrong. It's bad. But, you know, it's the from memory one, so it's always going to be bad. Forearm, hand, elbow. I am liking, grabbed that the wrong way. I am liking just how much I'm speeding up as a result of doing these studies. Any more for any more? I think there was like kind of he had that little paunch, didn't he? So let's give him that. And he also had an oblique there, little wobble. I mean, the proportions are a mess on this. I'd probably be better at just starting over. But since we've done the underdrawing, let's just see how it comes out when you... Yeah, I mean, it's really unfixable at this point. But that's okay. So, as always, more knowledge needed, I think, is the take away here. More anatomy knowledge required. Because then I could just fake it. So if you know where various things are meant to go, even if you don't know exactly what he did, you can take a pretty good guess. There was an overlap there. I think that's about as far as I can remember. Let's just chuck that in there. So at least remember the shape of that. Let's have a look. I don't know why I'm drawing it so big. I guess because it's a big image to start with. I mean, not actually too bad. Missed that curve again in there. I mistaked it. I thought it was going that way. So this one I got right, but then I forgot to actually put it in. Put it right in the underdrawing. The arms. Oh, apologies. The arms. I mean, proportion-wise, it's not actually that bad. I straightened it up, which is obviously something I have a lot of issues with, where I tend to straighten my poses. See that his is leaning. It's actually twisting. So you'd see a lot more of this side of the side of the pectoral, sorry. And then as it folded up and round, and I've kind of just flattened it, twisted it, so it's way more front on. And because of that, there's just so much information that then gets put off as a result. Yeah, I wonder if I did that in these. I did actually. It's just something I didn't catch. Caught it best in this one, that twist. But in this one I kind of, again, pushed that out a little bit too far. We should really be seeing this pectoral connects more or less directly into the arm. You can actually see kind of a little bit of the armpit, which I haven't really shown in any of mine. I feel like the proportion isn't terrible on the arms and the torso though. Like the lengths. Like obviously Bridgman's is a little bit bigger generally. But they feel... Okay, that arm's maybe a little bit long. But they feel like pretty nice. I think it's within a degree. Where the margin of error is quite forgiving. The legs are obviously a nightmare and a mess, but I don't know how to construct a leg, so that's something to study. And I would like to do another drawing, but it's getting late, and I have drawing homework to do, and how to learn to construct the arm properly, which is more important than just master copies of Bridgman. So yeah, that's going to be it. So overall, what have we learned? Well, the main thing for sure is study the reference more in these initial iterations. I think I kind of like, this first one is like whatever. It's like just try to let your intuition guide you. Put in what you think is important, but then I kind of really focused on just making sure that was straight, making sure the cross contours were right. I didn't think so much about the overall pose. I tend to fix the smallest problems first, when really I should be concentrating on the biggest problems and leaving the smallest problems to last. So I think that's going to be my goal for next time, is try to focus on try to look at what the biggest problem is with my copies and focus on that for the next iteration, and hopefully that will then allow me to focus on sequentially smaller and smaller problems rather than just focusing on the small problem and missing a glaring mistake like turning the pose in the wrong direction, or not turning it in this case. Anyway, that can be for next time. I hope you all enjoyed. Stay drawing. Cheers.